Yes, friends, we are going to start OSI protocol suite. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. Okay, so the Open System Interconnection protocols are a family of information exchange standard developed jointly by the ISO. ISO stands for International Standard Organization and the ITU-T starting in 1977. While the 7-layer OSI model is still often referenced of the protocols themselves, only X.400 and X.500 have had much lasting impact. The goal of a series of open, non-proprietary network protocols is now made by the competing TCP/IP stack. OSI protocol stacks are split into 7 layers. The layers from a hierarchy of functionality starting when the physical hardware components to the user interfaces at the software application level. Each layer receives information from the layer above, it processes it and passes it down to the next layer. Each layer adds its own encapsulation information header, okay, to the incoming information before it is passed to the lower layer. Headers generally include address of destination and source, checksums for error control, type of protocol used in the current layer, and other options such as flow control options and sequence numbers, okay, used to ensure data is sent in order, right? So the manufacturing automation protocol, MAP, okay, user group focused on real-time control of manufacturing robots of various types, implements layer first physical two sublayer to sublayer 2 data link, which LLC types 3 on the top of the medium access layer, and then the layer 7 manufacturing message system on top. Layer 3, okay, layer 3 to 6 are not present. This stack is intended just for the robots themselves. The robot controller would load files with the full 7-layer stack with the FTAM file transfer on top. So parts of the signaling system 7 stack are OSI derivates. This one. Okay. Physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, application. Okay, you are getting 7 layers. Okay, the 7-layer OSI protocol suite here. Okay, host A, subnet, and host B. Okay, so this is the diagram of the 7-layer OSI protocol suite. Okay, so you can pay attention here. Okay, physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer, right? Next, OSI model. Okay, data unit, layer, and function. Okay, this is the OSI model. Okay, physical, if we talk about physical, media, signal, and binary transmission function. Okay, data link, physical addressing, network, path determination and logical addressing, transport, end-to-end connections, reliability and flow control, session, inter-host communication, managing session between applications, presentation, data representation, encryption and decryption, convert machine dependent data to machine independent data. Okay, application layer, network process to application. Okay, if we talk about data unit, this one. Okay, so this is the OSI model. Okay, you can pay attention on the diagram, you can pay attention to the diagram, right? Okay, next, the physical layer. The physical layer defines electrical and physical specification for devices. In particular, it defines the relationship between a device and a transmission medium such as copper or optical cable. This includes the layer of pins, voltage, cable specification, hubs, repeaters, network adapters, host bus adapter, HBA used in storage area network, and more. The major functional services performed by the physical layer: first, establishment and termination of a connection to a communication medium, participation in the process whereby the communication resources are effectively shared among multiple users, for example, connection resolution and flow control. Next, modulation or conversion between the representation of digital data in user equipment and the corresponding signals transmitted over a communications channel. These are the signal operating over the physical cabling such as copper and optical fiber or over a radio link. Okay. Parallel SCSI buses operates in this layer, although it must be remembered that the logical SCSI protocol is a transport layer protocol that runs over this bus. Various physical layer Ethernet standards are also in this layer. Ethernet incorporates both this layer and data link layer. The same applies to other local area networks such as Token Ring, FWDI, IEEE 8.0.2.11, as well as personal area networks such as Bluetooth and IEEE 802.15.4. Okay, next, data link layer. The data link layer provides the functional and procedural means to transfer data between network entities and to detect and possibly correct errors that may occur in the physical layer. Originally, this layer was intended for point-to-point and point-to-multi-point media. Okay. So characteristics of wide area media in the telephone system. Data link protocols are concerned with the following issues. First, how to divide the data into frames, how to delimit frames by adding special bit patterns to the beginning and end of each frame. This allows the receiving end to detect where each frame begins and where it ends. Error detections. Some form of error check is included in the frame header. This is constructed by the transmitting end based on the contents of the frame and checked for integrity by the receiving end. A change in the frame bits can be detected in this way. Error correction. Okay, first earlier it was error detection, now error correction. When a frame arrives corrupted or is for any reason lost in the network, it is retransmitted. Lost acknowledgement frames may result in duplicate frames which need to be detected and corrected as well. Flow control. In general, not all communication devices in a network operate at the same speed. Flow control provides a means of avoiding a slow receiver from being swamped by data from a fast transmitter. So the data link layer hides the above details from the higher layers. To the network layer, it appears as a reliable communication channel which can send and receive data packets as frames. Next, the network protocol. The network layer provides the functional and procedural means of transferring variable length data sequences from a source host on the network to a destination host on a different network, while maintaining the quality of service requested by the transport layer. The network layer performs network routing functions and might also perform fragmentation and assembly and report deliver errors. Routers operate at this layer, sending data throughout the extended network and making the internet possible. The network layer may be divided into three sublayers. First, subnetwork access. Second, subnetwork dependent convergence, and subnetwork independent convergence. Okay, first, subnetwork access. The considers protocols that deal with the interface to networks such as X.25. Subnetwork dependent convergence, when it is necessary to bring the level of a transit network up to the level of networks on either side. Next, subnetwork independent convergence handles transfers across multiple networks. Okay, So network layer protocols are concerned with the following issues: the interface between a host and the network, the interface between two hosts across the network, routing of packets across the network, including the allocation of a route and handling congestion, correct ordering of packets to reflect the original order of data, collection of statistical information for performance measurement and accounting purpose, inter-networking, communication network, two or more networks. Next, the transport layer. The transport layer provides transparent transfer of data between end users, providing reliable data transfer services to the upper layers. The transport layer controls the reliability of a given link through flow control, segmentation, desegmentation, and error control. Some protocols are state and connection oriented. This means that the transport layer can keep track of the segments and retransmit those that fail. The transport layer also provides the acknowledgement of the successful data transmission and sends the next data if no errors occurred. So OSI defines 5 classes of connection mode transport protocols ranging from class 0 to class 4. Class 0 contains no error recovery and was designed for use on network layers that provide error-free connections. Class 4 is closer to TCP, although TCP contains functions such as the graceful close, which OSI assigns to the session layer. Also, all OSI connection mode protocol classes provide expedite data and preservation of record boundaries. Okay, so transport layer protocols are concerned with the following issues. First, establishment and termination of host to host connections. Okay. Second, efficient and cost-effective delivery of data across the network from one host to another. Multiplexing of data if necessary to improve use of network bandwidth, and demultiplexing at the other hand. Next, splitting of data across multiple network connections if necessary to improve throughput, and recombining at the other end. Next, flow control between hosts. Next, addressing of messages to their corresponding connections. The address information appears as a part of the message header. Next, type of service to be provided to the session layer, such as error-free versus error-prone connections, whether messages should be delivered in the order received or not. Next, the session layer. The session layer controls the dialogues connections, okay, between computers. It establishes, manages, and terminates the connection between the local and remote application. It provides for full duplex, half duplex, and simplex operation, and establish checkpointing, adjournment, termination, and restart procedures. The OSI model made this layer responsible for graceful close of sessions, which is a property of the transmission control protocol TCP, and also for session checkpointing and recovery, which is not usually used in the internet protocol suite. The session layer is commonly implemented explicitly in application environments that use remote procedure calls, RPC. The session layer protocols are concerned with the following issues: negotiating the establishment of a connection, a session between user processes on communicating host and its subsequent termination, the setting of various communication parameters for the session such as synchronization and control, or next, correct ordering of messages when this function is not performed by the transport layer, recovery from interrupted transport connections if necessary, grouping of messages into a large message if necessary so that the large message becomes available at the destination only when its constituent messages have all been delivered successfully. Okay, so it was the session layer. Next, move to the presentation layer. The presentation layer establishes context between application layer entities in which the higher level entities may use different syntax and semantics if the presentation service provides a mapping between them. If a mapping is available, presentation service data units are encapsulated into session protocol data units and passed down the stack. So this layer provides independence from data representation such as encryption by translating between application and network formats. The presentation layer transforms data into the form that the application accepts. So presentation layer protocols are concerned with issues such as following. If we talk about the issues of presentation layer, abstract representation of application data, binary representation of application data, conversion between the binary representation of application data and a common format for transmission between peer applications, data compression to better utilize network bandwidth, data encryption as a security measure. Okay. Next, let's move to the application layer. The application layer is the OSI layer the application layer is the OSI layer closet to the end user, which means that both the OSI application layer and the user interact directly with the software application. This layer interacts with software applications that implement a communicating component. Such application programs fall outside the scope of the OSI model. Application layer functions typically include identifying communication partners, determining resource availability, and synchronizing communication. Some examples of application layer implementation also include on OSI stack, FTM file transfer and access management protocol, X.400 and common management information protocol CMIP. On TCP/IP stack, hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, FTP file transfer protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, and simple network management protocol. Okay. So friends, we discussed about the OSI protocol suite, OSI model. Okay, we discussed 7 layers here. Okay, physical layer, data link layer, network layer, physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Okay, we can pay attention to the diagram. This one, right? So these are the layers. Okay, I hope you must have got knowledge. Thank you very much.